Hello students. Today I am talking about consumer behavior models, which is in the subject consumer behavior and neuro marketing, which is a third semester marketing subject in BCU University. So, consumer behavior models, why I have taken up this topic is that because most of your previous years question papers, they have asked about Howard sheet model or EBM model, that is Engel, Blackwood, Minyard model, and Nicosia model. So that is why I have decided to do this video. So today I will be taking the Howard sheet model. I will be explaining the Howard sheet model. Nicosia model I have already explained in a previous video, and a stimulus response model is not there in your syllabus. So this is the Howard sheet model, which is an input-output process. So it's all it shows the consumer behavior, how the inputs will lead to learning and perception of the consumer regarding a product or service, and he is influenced by his social class, by which culture he belongs to, what is his financial status, and whether he is under pressure to buy that product, which will lead to the output. So, output is the purchase decision that he takes to purchase the product. So, this is the input output process. So, Howard sheet model is a complex model which shows how consumer behavior is complicated, and it is influenced by perception, attitude, and learning. So, this model shows that there are three variables in the buyer behavior, which we saw in the beginning: input, output, perceptual constructs, and learning constructs. Input is significant stimuli and symbolic stimuli. Significant stimuli is all the stimuli which comes from the product, physical features of the product, which is tangible, and intangible also, like quality, availability, price, services. All these are significant stimuli. Symbolic stimuli is the individual customer's perception, what he thinks about the quality of the product. Does he feel it is below average or above average? What he thinks about the features of the product, what he thinks about the price of the product, customer service, location, availability of the product, after sales service. So each individual customer will have his own perception of all these factors. These are known as symbolic stimuli. Social stimuli is the stimuli which comes from his social class, which social class he belongs to, family, friends, reference group. They all influence him. So, does society support him, appreciate him in the purchase of the product, or does the society does not support him and appreciate him in his purchase of that product? So all this influences his purchase behavior. Output is the final purchase decision, where the consumer finally decides to go for purchase. He goes for the act of purchase. So he will develop an intention to buy the product, or maybe it can be an intention not to buy the product. He can develop an attitude towards the product, which may be favorable, positive attitude, or a negative attitude towards the product. How he evaluates the product, whether he likes or dislikes the brand, the amount of information he has collected about the brand will help him to comprehend the brand, understand the brand more. So, this will help him to influence, form an attitude, form a perception about the product, how much attention he is paying to the various stimuli, that is advertisements, promotions, which is done by the company, how much attention he is giving to all that stimuli he is exposed to. Perceptual and learning constructs is what is the perception he is developing after he gains information from so many different sources. Is it a favorable perception or is it an unfavorable perception towards the product? What is the learning he gains when he gets more information about the product? He through learning he comes to know his motive. Through his needs and wants he will be understanding what is his motive, attitude. Through his learning also he will develop an attitude towards the product. Through his brand comprehension also, that is what is the knowledge he has gained about the product, will also influence his attitude, perception, learning, etc. So all this will make him more confident about his purchase. Whether if he has a favorable attitude and he understands the brand very well and he has a good intention of purchasing the product, then he will be very confident about his purchase. So output is where he is satisfied or dissatisfied with the product. This is seen in the post-purchase stage. It is evaluated in the post-purchase stage or post-use stage, where the marketer, through feedback and various other ways, he will come to know whether the customer is satisfied or dissatisfied with his product. And apart from these three variables, there are many external variables or exogenous variables which affect his purchase behavior. That is, what is the social environment around him, what is the organizational environment around him, what kind of lifestyle he is leading, which social class he belongs to, what is the culture that he is following, what is the set of beliefs, traditions, norms, values. All this will influence his learning and will affect his purchase behavior. What is his financial status? Does he have the purchasing power or does he not have the purchasing power? Will affect his purchase behavior. So all these are the external variables which also influence the purchase behavior of consumers. So now we will see how the Howard sheet model is applied by marketers. So this model shows the modern consumer behavior, but the biggest disadvantage of Howard sheet model is it cannot be tested because the external variables are not clear, and the model just tells what are the variables which is affecting purchase behavior of consumers. So on the basis of that, marketers can develop their strategy. This model can help marketers to solve consumer problems. Marketers can also understand through this model how complex it is, the consumer's decision making process. There is influence of so